everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 ways that covert narcissists abuse their victims. When you're in a relationship with a covert narcissist, oftentimes you don't recognize that you're being abused until it's the very end of the relationship, or you're out of the relationship and you're looking back and you cannot believe what was happening right in front of your face. Narcissistic abuse is insidious. It's outside of your awareness. It's oftentimes outside of other people's awareness as well. By the time you recognize what is really going on, you feel trapped and you're without resources. The narcissist has taken away your identity. You're a shell of the person that you were. You don't have any family anymore. They've taken away your friends. Your finances have been blown up. You have no self-esteem. You're mentally and emotionally exhausted. It's crucial to understand that you didn't recognize any of this. You didn't know what was going on, but all along the narcissist knew exactly what they were doing. A narcissist has plans for you. They want you to be completely dependent on them. Essentially, they want you to take care of them. They want to own you. They want you to be a slave or a pet. You do their bidding, and they will do anything to keep you exclusively theirs. They will invalidate you, alienate you, intimidate you, whatever they have to do. So I'm going to talk about 5 ways that covert narcissists abuse their victims, but there are many more than this. This is just the first 5 that came to mind when I was making plans to do this video. So the first one is social isolation. It's easier to control you if you don't have anybody else to talk to, if there's nobody else that's going to see what's happening in the relationship and clue you in. So narcissists try to keep you away from other people. Now, when I first started dating my ex, this worked out great for him because I was in a really vulnerable position. When I think back to it now, I was ripe for the picking. So I had just moved from California to Massachusetts, so I didn't have a large amount of friends. I had just moved there a couple of months ago, so there are a few people, but I didn't have a large social network. So I started dating him. We moved in together, we were engaged, we were planning a wedding. So this was what I was all wrapped up in. Then after we got married, we moved an hour away. So the social network that I did have was gone. So we're in this new area. I was pregnant, then I had my daughter. So we were in this new neighborhood and I used to want to do stuff. So I'd say to my ex, hey, let's have people over. Let's meet some of our neighbors. You want to do that? And he never wanted to do that ever. No, you know what? Oh, well, with the baby, we're so busy. I don't think we have time to do that. Or, well, that's a little expensive. It's expensive to have people over, to have to buy all that food. Maybe we'll do it next month. Then it was next year, and then it got to the point where I didn't even know my neighbors. This was all done intentionally. Then as my daughter got older, I started wanting to do things with other mothers. So I would start doing play dates. We would do stuff like that. At this point, my ex started telling me that people just didn't like me. Oh, did you see the way she was looking at you? He would say things like this, and I would believe him because it just didn't occur to me that my own husband would be making something up like this. It was absurd. It just flew right over my head. Now I know the reality, but at the time, he was doing this so that I would be completely dependent on him. So number 1, social isolation. Number 2, they decrease your self-esteem. So they turn you into a shell of the person that you were. One of the ways they do this is silent treatment. They'll take away your identity. It makes them feel powerful and in control because they recognize when they're ignoring you and someone's giving you the silent treatment, they have the power because they have the ability to get you out of the way that you're feeling. You're feeling miserable when they're giving you a silent treatment. At any time, they could take away your pain and suffering. Of course, a narcissist is going to want to prolong it as long as possible. They keep you walking on eggshells. You can never please this person. You're afraid to upset this person because if you upset them, it's going to be misery for you. They lie, cheat, steal, they're manipulative, they refuse to listen. I would try to talk to my ex. He would fall asleep if I was talking to him. There was no care, no concern. So you're not going to have high self-esteem when the person that you're married to is falling asleep when you're trying to talk to them. They're passive aggressive. They'll gaslight you. You're so focused on the narcissist that you completely ignore yourself. And the narcissist wants this. They don't have any morals. They don't have any standards. They don't want to be a good person. All they want is for you to do things for them. Now, number 3 is going to be neglect. A narcissist is going to withhold love, affection, money, communication. You aren't listened to. You aren't understood. They don't care. At one point when I was pregnant with my son, we were at Shea Stadium in New York, and I passed out at Shea Stadium. I just passed straight out. I was taken away from Shea Stadium in an ambulance. And so I was being put in the ambulance, and I was awake at this point. My ex actually saw, we're walking, they were wheeling me in the ambulance. He was walking behind it. He saw a free sample cart of some coffee. He actually left to go get a coffee while his pregnant wife is being put in an ambulance. This is so horrible. And I'm telling, this is the type of thing that a narcissist will do. They don't care. They don't think, oh my gosh, I just saw my wife pass out in the middle of a stadium, right down onto the floor. He didn't care. So this is neglect at the worst level. Number 4, vengeful. Nobody is as vengeful as a narcissist. If a narcissist gets hurt, if they get upset, they will enact revenge. This is where the smear campaign comes in. They don't ever think that they hold any responsibility or that maybe they had a role to play in anything. If they get mad at you, they will smear you to anybody who will listen. My ex told his parents that I'd charged up a bunch of credit cards. It was a lie. I didn't find this out until almost a year ago. This is what they do. He also filed a false police report against me. He was upset with me because the police were telling him to leave the house. He wanted me to leave the house. They kicked him out. He blamed me. He filed a false police report against me. He hurt himself right in front of our own kids, right in front of witnesses. He didn't care. He didn't care that it was all going to come out, that it was all a lie, that I could get in trouble. I could have been arrested if the police believed him. They believed me. He was outraged at that. This is the type of thing that they do. He stopped paying bills. He put our family in extreme danger. He wasn't paying the mortgage, nothing. I was getting bills in the mail that we were going to have our power shut off. Narcissists don't care. They will do these things. This is not just my ex. This is any covert narcissist. And it's not just me that he does this to. He has files at work that he keeps about other people. So if he doesn't like somebody at work, he looks for things that they do bad. He literally has files of information about people so that he can turn them in if they go too far. This is the type of thing that narcissists do. When we were on our honeymoon, we went to Europe on our honeymoon, and we were in Amsterdam one night, and I had way too much, and I threw up on the pavement. I'm sorry, it's a gross story, but I threw up. He actually took a picture of it. And then for years afterwards, every once in a while, he would just take out this picture and be like, hey, look at this. Remember when you did this? Remember when you threw up right on the street? This is the type of thing that they do. He wasn't worried like, oh my gosh, she's so sick, or I better get her back to the hotel room. He didn't care. He thought it was funny, and he wanted to take a picture of it so he could show it to me later and embarrass me. That's covert narcissism. The last one I'm going to say is promising to change. They're sorry. It's never going to happen again. I'm going to say this straight out. Narcissists don't change, ever. It's not possible. If you are with a narcissist, do not believe for 1 second that they're going to change. If a narcissist is cornered, if they think you're going to leave, or if they think you're going to do something else, they will tell you anything that you want to hear. But the whole point in this whole video is everything that I'm talking about, it's all manipulation. They're manipulating you at every turn. So this is just more of what they'll do. They will tell you anything. There's no morals, they don't have any standards. They don't care if they're lying. That's part of who they are. It means nothing to them. Narcissists are depraved people. They don't have a conscience. There's nothing holding them back. They'll tell you anything. And as soon as the crisis is over, as soon as they get comfortable, they'll go right back to how they were. Nothing matters to a narcissist except controlling you. Now, the reality is that if a narcissist weren't so cruel, if they weren't so sadistic and evil, you could feel bad for them, because the truth is that narcissists are miserable people. They don't have their own identity. They have to steal other people's identity. They get off on hurting other people. I mean, that's not normal. That's disgusting behavior. Most people try to go through life, being a good person, raising their kids, having friends, whatever. That is not what a narcissist does. They struggle with feelings of shame and insecurity, vulnerability. They lack complete control. They don't have any control over themselves, so they try to control other people. They are not able to work on themselves. In order for anybody to change, you'd have to be able to look at yourself. You'd have to be able to look at yourself in a mirror and recognize who you really are. Nobody's perfect, and there's always room for everybody to change. You, me, everyone. But a narcissist can't see it. They only see other people's faults. So if you're with a narcissist, whether it's a covert or an overt or any other type of narcissist, the only choice you have, the only thing that you can do is leave the relationship. I understand that not everybody wants to hear that. When I first started looking stuff up on narcissism, I would not have wanted to hear that. I would have wanted to hear somebody tell me that, oh yeah, of course they can change and it will definitely get better. All you have to do is do this and the narcissist is going to be like your dream person. The reality, and there's so many of us out here that know this, this is 20 years. I mean, that's a life sentence for somebody. Narcissists can't change, but you can. So if you're in this situation where you feel like I just can't get out, I don't have any money, I don't have any support, what about my kids? It might take time, but you can do it. You can do it. There are resources out there. Yeah, you have to build your life over. You have to start over, and that stinks. That really does. That's a tough one. I'm in the process of doing it right now. It's not an easy situation at all. But I really look at it like, what choice do I have? There are some realities that I want to give you some hope for, though. Since I've been out of the relationship, I've gotten better. I feel better. I'm more myself. I recognize myself. I'm not the scared little girl that I was, a year and a half ago. I feel more confident. I have a lot of friends. I have a better life. I feel better. That can be you too. It's not just me. I'm starting over from scratch too. I don't have unlimited resources. You can, if I can do this, so can you. Thank you for watching this video. I'm always so grateful for everybody who watches my videos, everybody who comments. It means a lot to me, and I'm hoping that I can help somebody understand things before they are in a relationship for 20 years. So God bless everybody. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if all goes well, I'll see you on Wednesday. I hope everybody has a great day. God bless.